George and her friends were in the playground. They made the roundabout go so fast that George flew off and landed in a tree. "Careful, George," said Peppa, but George fell out of the tree onto his head. "I'm okay," said George. "The grass was soft." "You were lucky," said Peppa, "because they haven't finished the new hospital yet. You'll need it one day, I'm sure. You have so many accidents." The hospital was indeed being finished today on the other side of town. Went up quickly, and when finished, had a new ambulance as well. Back at the playground, Thomas brought Danny Dog and Susie Sheep. He dropped them off and then turned round. He hadn't got any more duties for a while, so he stayed. They took turns on the slide while Danny and Susie played in the treehouse. Then Peppa slipped at the top of the slide and fell backwards, landing on her head. The ground wasn't soft, and Peppa was dazed. Thomas said he'd go and get some help. Peppa's head hurt. Thomas got a message to the new hospital. Daddy Pig was driving the ambulance today, and he went as fast as he could to the playground. He examined Peppa and said he needed to get her checked over at the hospital. With Peppa on a stretcher in the back, he returned to the hospital. Nurse Mummy Pig was waiting for the casualty, and they got Peppa onto a bed. Nurse Mummy checked Peppa's head. "I think she'll be all right," she said to Daddy Pig, "but I'll put some bandages on the cuts." Daddy Pig went to get the ambulance ready for more casualties. There were lots of beds in the hospital, even some upstairs. Peppa was sitting at the hospital computer with her bandages on.
Surprise!
Peppa turned round and saw all her friends. They'd come to make sure she was all right. She was. Thanks for watching our story featuring the Peppa Pig hospital construction set. It's easy to put together and has some great features, including the ambulance.
Thomas had just finished all his jobs for the day and was travelling home. Whilst Thomas was steaming along, he noticed a mysterious cave. "It looks too scary for me," said Thomas. "I know, I'll go get some help." So off he went. He found some minions. "Would you like to explore a cave?" asked Thomas.
Okay.
So they got onto Thomas and off they went. The minions walked into the cave.
Run away!
"What's inside the cave?" asked Thomas, when all of a sudden a dragon emerged. Thomas quickly reversed away. He bumped into Peppa and George. "There was a dragon inside a cave," said Thomas. "I think I can help you," said George. George's dragon flew down from the sky and landed next to George. "Maybe my dragon can scare the other dragon away," said George. "That sounds like an excellent idea," said Thomas. So George got on his dragon and flew off. Landed next to the cave. The evil dragon roared to scare off George. "Our turn," shouted George. George's dragon roared so loud that it scared the evil dragon away. "Well done," said Thomas. "You really showed him who the better dragon is." "But where is my dragon going to stay?" asked George. "I know," said Peppa. "He can live in this cave." So Sodor had a new dragon protector.
Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen. And they had a princess and a prince. "Princess Peppa, someday you shall be queen," said the king. "I know, I can't wait," she replied. "So you're going to have to stay safe," said the king. "So we're going to put you in a tower where no one can harm you, as no one can get in," said the queen. "But surely if no one can get in, no one can get out," said Princess Peppa. "We know, dear, but it's for your own safety," added the king. So the princess was put in the tower, and she was desperately unhappy and very lonely. Back in the castle, Prince George was worried about her. "Oh, I wish I could save her," he thought. "If only my dragon was real." "I'll have to come up with a plan tomorrow," he decided, so he went to bed. While he was asleep, Fairy Susie appeared. "George, you have to save Peppa," she whispered, and she waved her wand towards his dragon and left. In the morning, his dragon was missing. "Where's my dragon gone?" he wondered. He then looked out of his bedroom and saw it. It was real! "Oh wow, I can now save Peppa," he cried. So he hopped on its back and took off. But whilst in the air, he realised that he could do a lot of things that he had only dreamed about. Now that he had a dragon, Peppa could wait. He could set things on fire. He could push over immovable objects. and he could fly to strange, faraway places that he'd never been to before. When he got back, he landed. Wow, what a day, he said. Did you have fun, Dragon? I feel like I'm forgetting something, he thought. Suddenly, Fairy Susie appeared. You've forgotten about Peppa. That's why I brought your dragon to life in the first place, she cried. Oh yeah, well, I'm pretty tired. Maybe I'll save her tomorrow, said George. No, go and save her now, ordered Susie. Fine, said George, so he took off. What's that sound? Wondered Peppa. Hey Peppa, I'm here to rescue you, cried George. Hop on. And they flew back to Fairy Susie. Well done, George, said Susie. Yes, thank you, George, said Peppa. No problem, George replied. Thank you, Dragon. So they flew over to the King and Queen, and Peppa explained how awful the tower was. You're right, Peppa, apologised the Queen. Sorry, dear. We won't make you live there, just be really careful, added the King. Oh, thank you, said Peppa. And thanks again, George. No problem, he replied. And because of his bravery, Fairy Susie had granted George one wish, and he wished that his dragon could come to life whenever he wanted it to.
Mummy Pig had a fun game for everyone to play. She'd hidden some surprise eggs, and Thomas was going to help Peppa and her friends to find them. George suddenly appeared. He wanted to play too, but Mummy Pig said, "No, George, you have been so naughty recently, you don't deserve to play. Go and be useful and help Daddy Pig clean the car." So George sulked off, but he didn't go back home. Thomas arrived and Peppa hopped aboard. Peppa went inside and found a Peppa Pig egg. She popped it onto Thomas, and off they went to open it. Inside was a mini George. Peppa went off to join the others, but when she'd gone, guess who sneaked up to see what was in the egg? It was George, and he even took their little toy George away. Naughty George. When Peppa returned, Mummy Pig asked her what was inside the egg. It was George, she chuckled, and told Mummy Pig she'd left the toy on the platform to collect later. Susie Sheep had the next turn and hopped aboard Thomas. Susie went inside a yellow house and found a frozen egg. Susie opened the egg. Inside was Princess Anna building a snowman. She went to tell Mummy Pig what she'd got. But as soon as she'd gone, George arrived and took the Princess Anna's surprise. Naughty George! It was Zoe Zebra's turn next, and off they went to search for an egg. Zoe thought she'd be really brave and look inside the cave. She found a Disney princess egg and took it to the platform to open. Inside the egg was Merida. But once again, as soon as she'd gone, George appeared and took the toy away. Naughty, naughty George! Emily was next and she hopped aboard Thomas. She went into the ice cream shop and found a My Little Pony egg. Emily opened the egg. Inside was Rainbow Dash. But it wasn't long before George arrived and took Rainbow Dash away. How naughty! Pedro was the last one to find an egg. Went inside the house and came out with a masher egg. Pedro opened the egg. Inside was a dinosaur called a prognathodon. Pedro was a little scared of it and quickly left. But George thought it was fantastic and took it away with him. "Well, children, I hope you had fun today," said Mummy Pig. "I'll just go and get your surprises for you." And she went to collect them from the platform. But when she got there, she couldn't see them anywhere. Suddenly, George appeared. "George," she cried. "Do you know where all the surprises have gone?" she asked. George nodded and then told her that he'd wanted to join the game so much that he'd created his own game and hidden the surprises around for Peppa and her friends to find. Mummy Pig then felt a little bit sorry for George. Peppa and her friends started to look for the surprises excitedly. Peppa found George on the slide. Susie found Princess Anna behind a tree. Zoe found Rainbow Dash behind the slide. Emily found Merida by the signal. And Pedro found the dinosaur behind the water tower. All the surprises were found and everyone agreed that it had even more fun with George's extra game.
It had been a hard day's work for farmers Mickey and Winnie the Pooh. They had harvested loads of carrots, which Billy was going to deliver. "I think that's all of the carrots," said Mickey. "Look after them," said Winnie. "Don't let any rabbits in, they'll eat the carrots." "I'll look after them," said Billy, and off he went. It was a really hot day, so Billy stopped at a water tower to fill up. Whilst he was stationary, 2 cheeky rabbits jumped into his trucks. However, Billy didn't notice, so when he was done, he left with the rabbits. Ryder was waiting for Billy at the station. "Here are the carrots," said Billy. Where? All I see are 2 carrotless trucks with rabbits in," replied Ryder. "Rabbits? Oh no," cried Billy. "They're not supposed to be in there." The rabbits then ran away. "We better catch them before they eat any more vegetables," warned Billy. "I'll call the pups," said Ryder. "We're here," they said. "There are 2 naughty rabbits on the loose that we need to catch," said Ryder. "We'll get them," said Sky, and off they went. Sky saw one. But lost it. Chase wasn't having much luck either. "Okay guys, this isn't working," said Ryder. "So what are we going to do?" the pups asked. "Well, there's 1 carrot left in the truck. Let's use it to make a trap," suggested Ryder. So they did. They used the carrot as bait to catch the rabbit in the box. "Now we wait," said Chase. It didn't take long to attract a rabbit. "Now," said Ryder. Chase pushed the box over, trapping the rabbit. "Well done," said Sky. It was quite restless. I'll look after this one while you two look for the other one, said Ryder. So the pups ran off. Nearby, Peppa and George were playing in the park. All of a sudden, a rabbit appeared. "Oh, he's so cute," said Peppa. "He smells like carrots," said George. Sky and Chase then arrived. "You found the rabbit," said Chase. "Oh, we love him," said Peppa. "He's been a naughty rabbit," said Sky. "We have another one nearby. Do you want to see it?" "Oh yes, please," cried George. "Then let's go," said Chase. So they took Peppa and George over to Ryder and the other rabbit. "Oh, we love them," said Peppa. "Can we keep them?" asked George. "Of course you can," said Ryder. "You can keep them out of trouble." So the rabbits went home with a very happy Peppa and George.
Today's Princess Anna's birthday. We need to get her a present. I know. I'll go and see all of the guests invited to her party and get them all to make a surprise chocolate egg. I'll also make it snow everywhere because it's such a special occasion. Let's make our egg, Olaf.
Stuart? Stuart? Stuart?
you, Elsa. This has been the best birthday ever.
It was early in the morning in Peppa's palace. Oh boy, today's the day of my tea party with Emily Elephant. and Candy Cat, she said. So she got ready. She washed and checked how she looked in the mirror. Right, I can take my chariot there, she thought. I just need a driver. She had an idea and woke up George. Peppa, I'm sleeping, he whinged. But I need a driver for my chariot, she said. Oh, okay, sighed George. Good, now get changed, she ordered. They went outside. Let's go, said George. Hold on, the driver always helps the princess into the chariot, said Peppa. Fine, said George, and he helped her in. Let's go, said Peppa, and off they went. But George got bored very quickly. Suddenly, a dragon flew over. Ooh, a dragon, thought George, so he followed it. Where are we going? Asked Peppa. It's a shortcut, lied George. They passed the palace. We're back at the palace, cried Peppa. No, it's definitely a shortcut, said George. The dragon flew up high. So George stopped. Oh, I lost it, said George. Lost what? Cried Peppa. Muttered George. What was that? Asked Peppa. It was Frank. Frank? The horses were scared, so ran off. So Peppa and George were stuck. But they kept perfectly still, so Frank went past them. Phew, said George. But what are we going to do now? We're stuck in the middle of nowhere, cried Peppa. I'll call for help, said George. So Marshall soon arrived. Don't worry guys, he said. I'll get you going again. Thanks Marshall, said George. Sorry, this was all my fault. I was following a dragon. Oh George, you are naughty, said Marshall. So he hooked the chariot onto his truck and off they went. Peppa! Cried Emily. She got out and joined the tea party. Thank you, Marshall, Peppa said. No problem, he replied. It's a shame we lost the horses though, sulked Peppa. Horses? You mean these horses? Asked Candy. The horses had made it to the tea party. That's lucky, said George. So Peppa enjoyed her tea party with her friends. Hi, I'm Dave, and thanks for watching my video. Please check out our new website and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon!